Da ni wedi profi bobl rong. Mae'n gres oedd yn underdog.
Williams, Cri, penderfynol. A mae Thomas yn agor y sgorio. Clark! Campus!
Adam, ffantastig.
Rhyddhau Adam Davies! Adam Davies. Yn y cwrs Cosby, mae dyn ffordd yn y ffordd arall! Belmont methu chlirio. A Mwli! A Mergyd yn y cwrt! Mae Byddin a Cofis yn dathlu tu ôl i'r gol. O, ar bêl y glanio berffeth. A Mergyd. A Ben Amon fydd yn cymryd y gic o Smotin i Pontypridd. Ac Amon yn sgorio.
Boseth yr ergyd ar betiad gan Ratcliffe.
George Ratcliffe sy'n gwneud arbediad campus.
We're hard to beat and we're not giving much away.
Croeso cynnes i'r ofal Caernarfon yn erbyn Pontypridd yn uwch gyngrau'r Cymru sydd gyda ni ar eich cyferchu ar sgorio prynhawn. Mae 2 bwynt yn unig sy'n gwahaniaethu'r ddau dîm a bydde 3 pwynt i'r ymwelwyr yn eu codi nhw uwch ben y Cofis heddiw yma. Ie, croeso mawr ato ni. Mae fe'n braf iawn cael eich cwmni chi prynhawn yma ac mae fe'n braf iawn cael cwmni Malcolm Allen. Malcolm, pa fath o gêm ti'n credu allwn ni gael prynhawn yma? Mae dyn ni Caernarfon sy'n licio sgorio lot o goliau a Pontypridd sydd ddim yn ildio unrhyw goliau o gwbl.
Na, dim ar y funud, ond yn sicr pan ti'n ar ddechrau tymor, unrhyw dîm, maen nhw'n edrych ar y fixtures, maen nhw'n edrych pa bryd ar ei chwarae yn yr ofal. A sy'n eflu cyntaf yma, fydd yna wyrgylch gwahanol, fydd yna nhw ddelio fo hynny Pontypridd i ddechrau fo. Mae Caernarfon uwch i pen nhw, os di Pontypridd yn curo yma, fydd nhw'n neud uwch ben Caernarfon heno. Felly, dwi'n meddwl, cartra, mae rhaid i Caernarfon cymryd mantais, ymateb y gywir o'r gol hwyn a gollon nhw'n pen y bont wrth dwytha, ond mae'n mynd i fod yn gêm gystadleuol, gêm ddim i fethu, a mae'n gaddo golia yn y mar ni. Sbaned.
A dyma yw gêm ola'r penwythnos yn uwch gyngrau'r Cymru gan i cipolwg ar y canlyniadau eraill. Oedd hi'n dipyn o gêm rhwng Bai Colwyn a'r Dre Newydd, y Barry, Steve Jenkins, yn cael ei fuddugoliaeth gynta. Fe, Malcolm, fel reolwr y Barry, fydd yna yn sicr lot o ryddhad o'i ochr e heddi.
Im cwestiwn, ond y Bala'n ildio 3 gol hefyd. Maen nhw mond ildio 3 gol trwy tymor i fyny rwan, neu 4, dwi'n meddwl. Felly ti'n edrych ar y Barry, ti'n edrych am y fuddugoliaeth cyntaf, a mae'n dod yn ei 8 gêm o es bod wedi cymryd yr awena drosodd yn yr haf yna. Felly, mae hynna'n mynd i adeiladu'r hyder yn y stafell newid. Dyn nhw'n gwneud yn sâl cofio fyny rwan, ond yn sicr, Dre Newydd, canlyniad mawr yma hefyd, 3 buddugoliaeth yn ôl iddyn nhw. A
dyma fel mae pethau'n siapo, Malcolm, o ran y tabl, 8 gêm mewn i'r tymor, a wel, pethau'n edrych fel i ni'n disgwyl i nhw edrych?
Yndan efo'r Seintiau Newydd ar y brig yn dan wir, ond cael chdi'n gofio, ond 1 gol nath y Seintiau Newydd sgorio byd Pontypridd, felly da ni'n gwybod mae'n mynd i fod yn anodd i dorri nhw lawr, ond gyda Caernarfon, blaenwyr sy'n ar dan ar y funud.
Malcolm, newn ni drafod mwy yn y man ond beth am i ni glywed gan y reolwyr, gan ddechrau gyda Andrew Stokes, reolwr Pontypridd. Andrew, after today will be 8 games into the league season. How do you assess the start the Pontypridd have had so far?
Yeah, really pleased. Really pleased. We've worked a hell of a lot on being a real sort of robust and hard working team again this year, and obviously we've added quality in the summer, and yeah, I'm happy so far.
It's no secret your defensive record has been really impressive this season so far. How important is it that you maintain that today away from home against the Caernarfon side that can't stop scoring at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Really delighted with the clean sheets that we've had so far, and we have to in this league. You've got to be hard to beat, and we've worked on that. We know we need to score more goals. That'll come, but if you don't concede goals, you're always in the game.
I wanted to ask you about the lack of goals that you've scored. How much of a concern is that at this point, Andrew?
It would be if we were conceding goals, absolutely. But no, we know it's going to come. We've got enough quality in our group. Obviously, 2 lads have an opportunity again today in front of Ben, who's out at the moment. So it's time for us to deliver.
Andrew, diolch yn fawr, pobl.
Diolch yn fawr.
Ie, Malcolm, cyment o sôn am record amddiffynol Pontypridd hyd yn hyn tymor yma. Ni'n mynd i gael cipolwg nawr yn cymharu i cychwyn nhw tymor yma i gymharu a tymor diwetha. 3 pwynt yn well tymor yma, ond y gwahaniaeth enfawr yw'r ffaith dim ond 2 gol maen nhw wedi ildio hyd yn hyn.
Mae hynna'n wych, dydi. Mae hynna'n record gorau yn y gyngrau'r o Bala ildio 2 heddiw, dwi'n meddwl. Felly, ti'n edrych ar hynny. Ti'n edrych ar amddiffyn yn sydyn, dwyt? Mae Wright yn ôl i mewn, efo Marcus yna, Keston Davies, di gadael Saint Newid. Ond i fi, y dyn ydi George Ratcliffe. Mae o y golwr gorau yn y gyngrair o bellffordd. A mae Lee Kendall, cofia, fel y fforddwr sy'n ôl efo. Felly, dwi'n gweld pam ddim dyla fo fod.
Ar y gair, Malcolm, ni'n mynd i gael golwg ar arbediadau George Ratcliffe hyd yn hyn. Tymor yma 5 llech yn lan mewn 7 gêm hebos seren y sioe i Pontypridd, Malcs.
Ia, ond be mae o'n i ddwanol di, mae o'n rhagweld yr gydion, mae'n edrych ar siap y corff, ti'n gwybod, yr ymosodwr neu'r chwaraewr ganol caes sy'n mynd i ergydio am y gol, felly mae'n darllen siap y corff, mae o ar ei ffordd yn barod, mae'n neud yr arbediadau, mae na oedd hi'n ongl dyn, mae o'n mond i fynd i'r postyn gyntaf, sa'n un pel mynd i gyrro, mae'n neud un yn gawr. Fel o Schwein Caernarfon wneud bod y maith yr ôl. Jyst neud yn fawr, mae'n gwybod wedyn sut mae'n mynd i gyrro fo, ond ar y llawr ella, ond ar bediad campus.
Ti'n newid roi dy ben ar y bloc fyna. Ti'n credu George Ratcliffe yw golwr gorau'r gyngrair?
Im cwestiwn amdano fo. Mae o'n cael ei weithio mwy na neb arall, cofio hefyd. Mae gynhawd ei Conor Roberts yn y Seintiau Newydd. Ond yn sicr, mae dyn fel George Ratcliffe, dwi'n meddwl, i gyd fel chwaraewr cyflawn, dwi'n meddwl fod i'r gorau.
Dim pwysau.
Golwr gorau.
Dim pwysau ar ysgwyddau George Ratcliffe. Wel, i ni wedi clywed gan Andrew Stokes, beth am i ni clywed gan reolwr Caernarfon, Richard Davies. Rich, mae Caernarfon wedi creu penawdau hyd yn hyn tymor yma gyda'r dechreuad positif i chi wedi cael. Just pa mor blesed i ti gyda sut mae pethau mynd ar hyn o bryd?
Da ni'n hapus fy ffordd beth yn mynd. Da ni'n competitive, mae hynna'n start, da ni'n creu lot o gyfleon, ond da ni ddim bach yn frustrated efo, efo'n so points gen i fyd. Sos dwytha, dwi'n meddwl bod bob di weld o, falle, dwi'n meddwl os ni'n ddod o fanna efo rhywbeth. So, na, ar y cyfan, da ni'n hapus, ond da ni'n meddwl os ni'n gallu neud y well hefyd.
Mae Pontypridd yn dîm sy'n anodd iawn i dorri lawr, dim ond ildio 2 gol hyd yn hyn tymor yma. Mae rai fi oed, sgorio goliau ddim di bod yn broblem i Caernarfon hyd yn hyn.
Na, a dyna di beth positif a dy ffordd da ni'n trio sbio ni, maen nhw'n anodd dorri lawr, maen nhw'n organized. Mae gen ni chwaraewyr sy'n gallu sgorio gols hefyd, so da ni'n gobeithio na dyna fydd yn oed heddiw.
Fi wedi clywed ti'n sôn bod ti moyn i Caernarfon profi pobl yn anghywir tymor hyn. Ond o ran y garfan a'r perfformiadau, pa elfennau neu pa bethau ti moyn gwella?
Game management, di lot yn fo. Da ni di bach yn naif ar y dega. Lle, oedd awsos dwytha, mae'n prime example, dwi'n meddwl, mae rai ni'n neud y well, mae rai ni'n neud o pen y bont efo rhywbeth. A wedyn, da ni'n lot mwy positif yn diwn wrsos yma. Excuse me. Ond, ia, dos am llawer, da ni eisiau wella, decision making ar y dega, ond, ia, ar y cyfan, da ni reit hapus.
Rich, diolch yn fawr.
Diolch.
Richard Davies yn barod o Dari. Malcolm yn cyfarch i fans fan hyn.
Rhys dentist fi sy'n mwyn cwlwch dyna beth. Sorry.
Malcolm, mae Caernarfon di edrych mor gryf yn ymosodol hyd yn hyn tymor yma. I ni'n mynd i sôn am Zach Clark ac Adam Davies, 2 chwaraewr sydd wedi ymuno dros yr haf. A mae'r partneriaeth yma sydd gyda nhw wedi bod mor effeithiol. 8 gol rhyngddyn nhw hyd yn hyn.
Ia, mae'r cryfder fod ar yr un donfedd yn anferthol mewn tîm. A mae blaenwyr arbennig gêm yn reit hyder. Unwaith ti'n sgorio un, mae'r goliau yna, mae'r Pierce yn edrych bod nhw'n bwy, a mae'r gol yn edrych bod nhw'n bwy, a maen nhw'n cael mwy o goliau. Ond pan ti'n chwarae'n sâl, os yw'ch chi flynwyr sy'n mynd i sgorio goliau, mynd i ddwn newid y gêm i chdi mewn chwinciad. A nid o weithio'n galad, mae'r ddau nhw yn weithgad, mae'r ddau nhw'n gêm mawr, cryf, corfforol. Maen nhw'n mynd i sgorio bob math o goliau. Dwi wrth y modd i Adam Davies efo'r anaf mae o wedi cael i ddod yn ôl a profi pwynt yma'n Caernarfon. A Zach Clark, da ni'n gwybod, mae o i fi ar lefel gwahanol. Os neith o ddatblygu fel dwi'n disgwyl yn neud, neith o fynd yn ôl i fewn i pyramid yn Lloegar. Ond yn sicr, mae'r ddau nhw yn mynd i wneud pêl sâl edrych yn bêl dda ac ennill gêm i chdi allan o'n byd.
Mae yna lot o chwaraewyr newydd wedi ymuno â Caernarfon, Max. Mae carfan profiadol iawn gyda nhw tymor yma.
Wel, ti'n edrych ar Mark Williams yn ganol cae. Mae wedi creu gymaint o goliau. Ti'n edrych ar Louis Lloyd, wedi dod o Wrexham hefyd. Mae rai nostyn yn mynd i fod yn lethiant sydd nhw'n galw'n amddiffyn, ond mae Donny Hugh nôl i mewn heddiw. Felly mae yna balans gwell i tîm Caernarfon. Mae yna ddisgwyliad yma o'r dechreuad maen nhw wedi cael hefyd. Felly mae'r rhain nhw'n mynd mantais o gemau'n erbyn Pontypridd fel un i neud siŵr bod nhw'n ôl yn y 6 ucha yna ar ôl beth ddigwyddodd tymor dwytha.
A beth am y swydd mae reolwr Richard Davies wedi wneud yma?
Gampus. Mae Richard wedi cael rhyw fath o momentum, cysondeb, a mwy na'n byd, mae wedi gweu y dorf, y cefnogwyr yma, y cymuned yn ôl i'r clwb pêl-droed oherwydd y perfformiadau ar y cae. Yw
Caernarfon di syni ti o gwbl, Malc? Ac nath Richard i hun sôn, maen nhw moyn profi pobl yn anghywir tymor yma, a dyna be maen nhw'n wneud.
Yndi, ond wneud nhw dorchu llewis i chdi. Dyna di peth. Unwaith ti'n pwysio pobl Caernarfon i gornel, maen nhw'n mynd i dorchu llewis yn allan i gwffio, a maen nhw'n cystadlu ar y funud. Ond gyda nhw ipyn bach o ansawdd yn y tîm i fynd ipyn bach yn bellach tymor un.
Malcolm, diolch o galon am dy gwmni di hyd yn hyn. Fi'n mynd i adael i ti fynd lan i'r pwynt sylwebu, and your usual reminder that English language commentary is available for this one with May Emrys, and a new face for Sgorio, but a familiar face here in Caernarfon, Gareth Edwards. Guys, welcome, they'll be waiting for you over there. Ac yn y Gymraeg, mae'n amser i ni ymuno â Malcolm Allen a Nick Parry.
Diolch, Sioned. Judging on how things have gone so far this season, two very different scenarios could play out here at the Oval this evening. On the one hand, 26 goals have been scored in Caernarfon Town's opening 7 league games. That's an average of 3.7 goals a game and is currently only surpassed by the goal count in matches involving Connors Quay Nomads. On the other hand, Pontypridd United have only managed to find the net twice in the Cymru Premier this season, but with George Ratcliffe keeping 5 clean sheets at the other end of the pitch, the Dragons currently have the best defensive record in the whole of the top tier. So we're either going to witness a goal fest tonight, or it's going to be an extremely cagey encounter. Either way, it's all set up to be an intriguing contest between two sides who are only separated by 2 points towards the middle of a still congested league table. A second away win of the season would move Andrew Stokes' men above Caernarfon in the top 6, whilst the home victory would keep the Canaries in touch with the early European contenders as we reach the end of the season's first quarter. So the team news. Caernarfon manager Richard Davies makes a single change to the starting 11 that lost to a 101st minute own goal at Penybont a week ago. Dion Donoghue comes in for Ryan Austin at the back. The trio of Jan Mertens, Jared Wright and Joe Hunt come in for Pontypridd, so Danny Williams and midweek match winner Jack Caradogan drop to the bench. Last season's top scorer, Ben Eamon, is still absent with injury, so Barbados international Curtis Hudson will continue to lead the attacking line. And joining me in the commentary box tonight is former Caernarfon Town captain Gareth Edwards. Gareth, how do you expect the teams to line up tonight?
Thank you very much. Well, I think we're expecting the teams to both kind of cancel each other out, I think, in terms of formations. 3-4-1-2. Potentially defending, turning into more of a 3-5-2. So, yeah, very, very similar formations.
Thank you, Gareth. So there's Richard Davies in his first full season as Caernarfon manager, but has been with the club for a number of years, knows the club very, very well. And he is one of the stars I mentioned in my intro, Gareth. George Ratcliffe has had a great start to the season.
Yeah, cracking start. He's been tested, that's for certain. There's been many games where he's had to be at his best, and he has been. So he's one of the reasons why they have kept such a tight defence, many clean sheets, so he's doing really well. Great start.
And you know this man very well, Darren Thomas.
Yeah, the coffee Messi. He can turn a game on its head. We're expecting some magic from him today, I think. Yeah, he's going to have an influence on the game for sure. 36 years old now, but still so influential for this Caernarfon team. Hugh Jones is the referee who gets us underway from Llanrhaeadr y Mochnant in Powys, and he's already taken charge of matches involving both of these teams this season. He refereed Pontypridd at Haverfordwest and Aberystwyth, either side of sending Adam Davies off here when Newtown visited last month. And already Mr. Jones, the referee, has got his whistle out. Have a look at that again in the very first, half minute. Well, who was to blame for that, Gareth? Both were quite late, weren't they? It's certainly, it's a big tackle for, in the first couple of minutes. So, Hugh had a decision to make, I think, but he's decided to keep his cards.
It was Curtis Rees who jumped in. You know, as I said, that's in the very first minute. Mr. Jones has kept his cards in his pockets for now. Later in the game, is that likely, you know, would I have seen a card?
Well, Hugh's no stranger to producing cards, so I think, you know, he had a decision to make, but it's so early on that he's decided to keep his cards in his pocket and let the game play.
There were actually 10 yellow cards shown the last time these two teams met, back in April. Ian Donahue now with a low cross. He wins the first corner of the game for Caernarfon. So it looks like it could be quite a feisty encounter, Gareth.
Well, I think Ponty's disciplinary record is, I think it's the worst in the league at this moment in time, so we are probably expecting some cards today, but let's hope we can keep 11 on the pitch for both teams.
Sean Bradley with the first corner. Clearance goes up rather than out, and then slices off Jared Wright's foot for another corner. Jared Wright is the captain this afternoon, with Clayton Green absent for the visitors. Sean Bradley has run all the way down the hill from one side of the field to the other to take the corners. A short one this time for Darren Thomas. Thomas gets it back. Low cross, touched on. It was Mooney's shot that was deflected. And how did that stay out? The ball bouncing around like it was in a pinball machine. And in the end, George Ratcliffe, the goalkeeper, would have been very happy just to drop on that, Gareth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just dropped in front of him. Don't think the striker there for Caernarfon was expecting it to land at his feet, so it could have been 1-0 to Caernarfon.
Ratcliffe for the long kick down the field. First chance for Pontypridd to move forward down the right. The cross. Well, put Lewis Webb in all kinds of trouble there. The goalkeeper went for the punch and seemed to totally miss it.
Both goalkeepers in action early doors there, and I think he's come when really he probably didn't need to.
He totally missed that, did Lewis Webb. So as Gareth mentioned, both goalies getting in the action early on, and both defences not looking that strong. We mentioned at the start how good Pontypridd's defence has been this season. It does remain 0-0 at the moment, and Pontypridd come forward again. Again, it's down that right-hand side. Not the best cross this time. Ian Donahue got in the way. The ball presented straight back to Pontypridd. This is Luke Cummings. Hudson with a cross. Again, Caernarfon. Partially get it away. Concede a throw in at the other side. Things get to slow down for a moment. It's been a frantic start, Gareth.
Yeah, it's been a shaky start for both, really. Couple of opportunities, bit of goalmouth action. But, as you said, it remains 0-0, so there's goals here today. Mate, there is.
You've said it now. Heard it here first. If it finishes 0-0, it's all Gareth Edwards' fault. Long throw into the Caernarfon area. And there's Hudson, who nearly got his foot to it. And eventually the ball bouncing out for a goal kick. Again, that defence looks shaky there, Gareth.
I was going to say that Caernarfon's defence, you know, Caernarfon have conceded goals this season, so we know that the defence is fragile. And really, there's been a couple of goalmouth bits of action there that could have gone either way, really.
It's never like that in your day here, of course, when you were marshalling that defence.
Just head it. Just head it.
Ball up to Mooney. On the charge. Down the left flank. Plays it forward into the path of Sean Bradley. Cummings marking him. And gets the tackle in. Ball falls to Mooney, though. And he's fouled right under the referee's nose on the edge of the area. It was Corey Shepherd with a rather clumsy tackle, really. Well, he seemed to get the ball there, didn't he, Gareth?
I don't think that's a free kick. I think he's been hard done to there. It's a good tackle.
You mentioned your time as a defender, you'd have been apoplectic and that'd be given against you.
I think I'd have been in Hughes' face at that point, but probably best I'm stood here.
So an early chance for Caernarfon. It's Bradley with a kick over the wall! And he just tickles the side netting. Some in the crowd on the other side of the pitch thought it had crept in, but it was just wide. Sean Bradley can hit a good free kick, and that wasn't too far away at all.
Yeah, really good technique there from Sean. Up and over, just slightly off target.
Sean Bradley has had a great start to the season. Orcus is Cymru Premier Player of the Month. Yet to find a net this season, but he's so influential down this left wing for Caernarfon. Richard Davis watching on. He was actually absent on holiday last week in sunny Lisbon. On his feet again, enjoying the late afternoon sun here in Caernarfon this week. Probably not as relaxed as he was 7 days ago. Ian Donahue in that quarterback position, which he likes to be in. At the heart of everything that Caernarfon try. And what he tried there didn't work very well. Long ball out for a throw-in. Ball chipped forward. It's beyond Jan Mertens. Bit of a misunderstanding at the back there. High press from the visitors doing its work, putting the Caernarfon backline under pressure. So it's going to be another long throw in towards that Caernarfon penalty area. Down the hill this time. It's a 6-foot slope apparently here at the Oval. Caernarfon get it away this time. Ma with a clearance. Rees hits the ball back where he came from. And that's gone out for a goal kick. See there? It's a huge banner behind the goal. Seems to come from Merthyr initially. And my understanding, that has been at the Independence March in Bangor before they moved on here to the Oval. A few Pontypridd players with Merthyr connections. So I'm not sure who the owners are supporting. Probably just out here to enjoy the sun. That's a poor ball back. Ian Donahue did well in the end to deal with. Here come Caernarfon down this left flank again. Darren Thomas finds Sean Bradley. Bradley, little pass inside to Zach Clark, who's dispossessed. Direct approach from Pontypridd now as well. It's Hudson after this one, and he's not going to get there. Ten minutes gone at the Oval. Things seemingly settling down a bit after the frantic first few minutes. We saw both goalkeepers and defences really flapping. Who will be happy with the first 10 minutes, Gareth?
I think Pontypridd will be happiest. Caernarfon need to get a foot on the game, really. It's frantic, as you said, and you know they really just need to get the ball down, start to play through midfield and relax on the ball a little. If they can find Darren Thomas in those pockets, you know, that's where they're going to start building up from.
Andrew Stokes on the Pontypridd bench. To stare into the sun at the moment. Danny Thomas, who was sat next to him, formerly of Caernarfon. He's now the assistant manager. Lee Kendall's another one, with Pontypridd now. Left Barry at the beginning of the season, where he'd been manager. He's now the goalkeeper, head coach for Pontypridd. And at the moment, seems to be doing a pretty good job. 5 clean sheets from 7 for George Ratcliffe this season. Shot from distance! It was Keston Davis, the defender, who tried it. Wasn't too far off the target.
He's just been allowed to run as far as he could go, right up to the edge of the 18-yard area, and has unleashed one, really. Very unlucky.
It wasn't a bad effort. Keston Davis, the defender, believe it or not, is the only player to score a goal from open play for Pontypridd in the league this season. The other goal being a penalty from Ben Arman. Caernarfon come forward now. That's towards Mark Williams. And George Ratcliffe did manage to hold on to it. George Ratcliffe, formerly of Cardiff City Academy, to be precise. 10 caps for the Cymru under-21 team. Direct ball again, headed on by Hudson. It's Mertens. Try to find Hudson. Maybe try to be too clever there. The German number 12. That was more than half a chance, Gareth.
It looked like Lewis Webb had come out. He'd looked favourite for the ball and kind of retreated, which allowed Mertens to come in and try and cut it back. So, again, half an opportunity there. So, Caernarfon have got to be careful. It's like we've talked about, a bit of a shaky start at the back, and they're causing trouble, Ponty.
Lewis Webb, like his counterpart at the end of the pitch, also a Cymru under-21 international. He's on loan with Caernarfon from Swansea for the season. Darren Thomas. Phil Mooney outside him. Again, Caernarfon making hay down this left flank. Sean Bradley. And the cross beyond everyone this time. Overhits it. Ball runs out for a throw-in. Down by the corner flag on the other side. Not the best clearance. Johan Cartwright presented the ball back temporarily to Pontypridd, but Darren Thomas has picked it up now. Thomas, lovely little ball. Deep cross, just beyond Sean Bradley. That's a good tackle there. Caernarfon had options in the middle. They might still have a chance. Can Bradley keep this in play? No, he can't.
You see Darren Thomas's quality there, picking it up in the hole on the half turn, and looks to thread a ball through, really starting the attack. So, you know, Caernarfon have got to do more of that, and they've started to get a little bit more of a foothold in the game now.
Just seeing Jan Mertens on your screens from Rheinfelden on the German-Swiss border initially. Joined Pontypridd from Taff's Well over the summer. Something of a man of the world is Jan Mertens. Started his career with FC Basel. Also spent some time playing college soccer in the United States. Actually seen him score before the Scorio cameras in the past in a Welsh Cup game for Taff's Wells. Johan Cartwright plays it out wide. Lloyd putting his foot down and then being pulled back. And a free kick for Caernarfon, just outside the visitors' penalty area on the far side. Louis Lloyd showing a very good turn of pace there, Gareth.
Yeah, a little drop of the shoulder, he put the burners on, and you know, the full-backs pulled him down, so good opportunity for Caernarfon now.
It's going to be Gareth. It's going to be Darren Thomas to take the free kick. Plenty of men forward in yellow shirts. Sean Bradley also lurking just outside the penalty area, as is Ben Maher. Thomas's cross towards Iwan Cartwright has come to Sean Bradley. It is Cartwright. Lifts his head, lifts the ball into the penalty area. It was Phil Mooney who got his head to it. He knows where the goal is. He's already scored twice this season since joining from Cem Druids. Scored the 98th minute equaliser for Caernarfon in Penabont last week. And then the home team went down the other end and stole the 3 points right back. Hudson looking for options. Corey Shepherd outside him, the low cross. Cleared away. Cartwright. Half volley down the field. Again, all that does is present the possession back to Pontypridd. Corey Shepherd chipping the ball over the top, just a bit too strong. Phil Maher. Quite a jump there. Pontypridd coming forward again. Again, it's down that right flank, but that's beyond everyone. I mentioned the slope on the pitch here in Caernarfon, Gareth. How much of a difference does it make? I hear that it's 6 foot from top to bottom, shall we say. Does having some local knowledge really help?
I can tell you, it depends if you're winning the game or not. It always feels a lot tougher if you're losing. However, you know, when you're playing week in, week out on it, you get used to it. But it's one of those things that all the away opposition talk about. You don't want to be caught down there on a wintry day, that's for certain.
I can assure you, it's a much bigger slope than it looks on your screens. Louis Lloyd at the bottom of it now, did well to control that one. Lloyd towards the byline. Settles for a corner.
He's done well, Lloyd. You know, when he faces up the defenders, he's looking to go past every time and getting success. He's doing well. You know, there's a good outlet for Caernarfon out there.
Indeed. Louis Lloyd facing some problems in the first 20 minutes or so down that right flank. Sean Bradley will now look to create more problems with the home team's third corner kick of the afternoon. Hugh Jones signals that he's happy for Bradley to take the corner. It's a good one, and Mooney almost got his head to it. Now then, here come Pontypridd. Can they break? It's Mertens who fell. There wasn't a foul. Hudson doing his best and doing well to win a free kick on halfway. There was something of a tug there, wasn't there, Gareth, really? And the second time as well.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be disappointed with that, Dion. But, you know, as long as he keeps him facing his own goal, it's the main thing.
That's the previous challenge, which, got to be honest, looked like much more of a foul, in my opinion. But here we are. Cummings with a kick. And beyond everyone, straight down the throat of Lewis Webb. Bowls it out wide. Caernarfon look to break down the left with Darren Thomas. Thomas. He's got Bradley outside him. And he finds Bradley. Wasn't the best cross. Bradley had to slide in to keep the ball in play. And the ball out for a throw-in
Brad has done well there. He's got back on his feet and influenced the game, and he works hard.
As you no doubt know, it's not just football that we've got going on this weekend. Tomorrow night's a huge rugby game in Lyon as Wales take on Australia at the Rugby World Cup, and it's live, as you can see there, on S4C. The coverage starts at 7:15. Caernarfon, well, in yellow and green, not quite gold and green today. It'll be Australia in the green and gold tomorrow. Iwan Cartwright. Beyond Mark Williams. Keston Davis. Well, all he did in the end was concede the throw-in. Throw-in for Caernarfon. Louis Lloyd, little pass. Is that Clark? Dispossessed. Mark Williams temporarily stole the ball back. But now here come Pontypridd on the break. This is Shepherd right down the middle. Hudson's outside him. Tries to find Mertens. Couldn't quite do it. So we're halfway through the first half, Gareth, and as you said at the start, really, both teams seem to be cancelling each other out to some extent.
Yeah, I think it went rather early with the "there's going to be goals in the game" shout, but you know, it seemed that way in the first few minutes. But they, like you said, they've cancelled each other out, and it's a cagey affair now. So a bit like a chess match.
Not the best pass there by Phil Mooney. Donahue. Marr. Across the back. To Iwan Cartwright. Slow down just a bit as first quarter has gone on. Donahue. Chips it out to the other wing this time. Mooney. So down this left wing that Caernarfon have enjoyed the most success in the first 20 minutes or so. It's quite a clash there. Play goes on at the moment. Two players still down, one from each side. Sean Bradley's on the ball. Bradley jinking one way, then the other. And his shot is blocked. And Corey Shepherd is back on his feet. The Caernarfon player stays down for now.
It's a big tackle. Potentially a free kick, but I'd have to see it again.
It's Phil Mooney who's down. This is the incident. There's three players involved indeed.
Ben Mayer's got to the ball first, but there was three players in a bit of a sandwich there.
See that again, and well, really, Corey Shepherd could have got injured there as well. But he's the one that's ended up being booked. He's back on his feet. Phil Mooney's back as well. He's hobbling a little bit, but that could have been a nasty little incident. And all three that would involve seem to be all right.
Yeah, you're right. It was Mooney rather than Ben Mayer.
Pontypridd trying to play it out from the back. Mertens fell, but managed to hold on to possession. Chip forward towards Hudson. Had a couple of feisty moments in his first 25 minutes, Gareth.
Certainly has, yeah. A few big tackles. You know, Hugh kept his cards in his pocket early doors, but he's decided that, you know, enough's enough now, and he's just kind of making sure that nobody gets hurt, nobody gets injured, and yeah, there's some big tackles.
Jared Wright goes back to his goalkeeper. Curtis Rees now. He was caught late as well. It was Zach Clark who didn't get there quickly enough there. See it again. Wow. Zach Clark, slightly petulant there maybe. Looking to get away without a yellow card. Zach Clark. actually scored a hat-trick on his debut for Flint last season against Pontypridd. So he certainly knows where the net is. It's 4 goals for this season. He scored 2 at Aberystwyth a couple of weeks ago. Didn't know that much about one of them. It's a rocket from Dion Donahue, which hits him on the way in. But they all count. And no matter what Dion Donahue said after the game, it was Zach Clark who was going to claim that goal. He's a braver man than me. Here is Donahue. Hits it forward towards Adam Davies. Davies, who also scored a couple of times at Aberystwyth a couple of weeks ago. You know him well, Gareth?
Yeah, Adam started well at Caernarfon. I was really pleased to see him come. You know, I played the last couple of seasons with him at Airbus. You know, prolific first season when he was there, and then unfortunately towards the back end of that got a really nasty injury. But I'm glad to see him back and knocking the balls in.
Indeed. He already has 5 goals for this season, 4 in the league. Getting back to his best after, as Gareth mentioned, a horrible injury at the end of the season before last.
He's really going to do well if you can get balls down the channel to Adam to feet, then you know that's where you're going to see him at his most dangerous. So you know, Caernarfon have got to get that. They've got to get the ball into Darren and then start to kind of play through the lines a bit more.
He's been combining well with Mark Williams. He's also joined the Canaries over the summer. Dion Donahue, plenty of time, no real pressure on him. Benches forward towards halfway and punts the ball forward into the wind. A long kick over the top. Hudson's after it. Webb came out of his area and did very well, the goalie. Very confident there. Got to the ball first.
A lot more commanding than earlier, you know, and that's what the Caernarfon defence will need. A big shout, come out, command it. He did well.
In fairness to him, he's only 22 years old, Lewis Webb. That man in the picture at the moment needs no introduction. He's a bit older than 22. Became one of the big stars of Cymru's World Cup campaign in the NW1. And that's another singer, Phil Gass. Understand he's celebrating his 50th birthday this afternoon. He'll be hoping for a home victory, no doubt. All the stars are out here, Gareth.
An absolute legend, yeah. Seen him many times with his guitar in the pub. Yeah, he's a great guy. Happy birthday.
Sean Bradley finds Darren Thomas. Thomas into the area. Low cross towards the near post, and Adam Davies nearly got his foot to it. George Ratcliffe again was caught in 2 minds. But for now, Pontypridd gets away with it. Mar from distance! And that was a great save in the end by George Ratcliffe. A low, fizzing shot. And having shown some undecisiveness a few seconds ago, well, the young goalkeeper did very well there.
Yeah, it's a great strike from Ben. You know, really, like you said, it really fizzed. It did wobble toward, and the goalkeeper's done really well. George Ratcliffe again, you know, proving his weight in gold in the goal for Ponty.
Sean Bradley again. Looks like it's going to be an outswinger. Up the hill. And easy in the end for George Ratcliffe. There's a man down for Pontypridd. The break in the play.
There was a really good chance before Ben Mayer's shot, where Darren's kind of jinked, got to the byline, cut it back, and that's where Adam Davies comes alive. You know, he comes across, left the goalkeeper with no choice but to remain on his line,
And this was the shot that came a few seconds later. Might just have snuck in that one, you know. Jared Wright. It's actually Jared Wright having a word with the referee. It's Owen Pritchard, who's having some treatment. He's back on his feet now as well. Just over half an hour gone here at the Oval. And in the last few minutes, well, we've seen at least one shot in anger, haven't we, Gareth?
Yeah, Caernarfon started to make a few more chances, you know, towards the back end of this half. And, you know, very, very unlucky with a couple of opportunities in the last few minutes.
We'll have a chance to see all the highlights from this game and the other Cymru Premier games that have been held over the weekend on S4C. First of all, on Monday night, 25-10, and then there'll be a repeat again on S4C on Tuesday at 6:30. And in the meantime, if you can't wait until the beginning of next week, you can also catch up with some of the highlights on YouTube and Scorio's social media pages as well. Massive kick down the field there by George Ratcliffe. Curtis Rees. He's it out wide. Pritchard.
That's right, Brad. You would open up. You won.
Luke Cummings. Ball inside to Shepherd.
Get up! Get up!
Patient play
Keep going.
by Pontypridd. Here they come again. Keston Davis beats his man. Pritchard. That was, well, not one thing or the other, to be honest. I think it was going two minds.
It's Keston Davis stepping in again. Caernarfon backing off slightly, and he's allowed to run. And, you know, could have really got another shot off, but he's decided to cut it inside, and, you know, he's dragged it wide there. But, you know, Keston Davis stepping in, commanded.
Mark Williams. Mark Williams winning the ball back. He works so hard. Does the attacking midfielder. Almost box to box at times. Now this is Zach Clark. Two men on him. He's looking for support. Pontypridd have got it clear. Mertens loses possession. Benmar considered his options, decided to go back. Aaron Thomas turning in circles, finding Iwan Cartwright on the far side. Now then, Lloyd, right across the face of goal and out for a goal kick. But again, Louis Lloyd creating problems down that right flank.
There's a real threat, and you know, I think it's Adam Davis there who could have gambled, thrown something at it, because it's a beautiful ball. You know, really difficult for the goalkeeper to come. So again, Louis Lloyd
right down that corridor of uncertainty. Pontypridd now looking for something. Corey Shepherd. Mooney slid in. Little touch by Thomas. Then Williams knocks it out wide. Does that Clark? Low cross. Davis couldn't quite control it and set up the shot.
Yeah, Jared Wright there again. Really impressed with him. He started really well. He's everywhere you want your centre back to be.
John Bradley leaves a throw in to Phil Mooney. Bradley back to Mooney. Deep cross. It was too deep. Lloyd did his best to get there, but that was above him. Louis Lloyd joined over the summer after his release from Wrexham. Already has 2 goals for his new club. Pontypridd probing forward down the left flank and changing direction. Curtis Rees. Luke Cummings. That's the ball back. Nice little patient triangles from the visitors at the moment. Patient play. Trying to draw Caernarfon out. Pritchard. Cross to Margetson. Margetson finds Hudson. Well, actually doesn't. The ball was just too strong for the Beijing international. Adam Davis. Back in his own half and loses possession. Pritchard gets it forward. Finds Hudson.
Yeah, radically disappointed he couldn't get a foothold on that then, really. You know, again, he's a pivotal part of, you know, Caernarfon being able to get out and build up play, so, you know, be disappointed with that, but...
Bradley. Darren Thomas in some space. On the charge forward, back inside to Bradley at the side of the area. Hudson dropping deep to retain possession. He has got Mertens in front of him. Goes square to Corey Shepherd. Luke Cummings now scored the winner. The last time these two teams met, back in April. Hudson. Mertens couldn't get a shot away, thanks to a brilliant tackle by Dion Donahue. Who else?
Dion's done really well there. You know, it's dangerous going to ground, but he's timed it perfectly. Great tackle.
Again, half a chance for the German. What a tackle that is. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant tackle there. You know, he didn't commit.
Had to time it perfectly, and he did just that. Come into the team this afternoon in place of Ryan Austin. George Ascliffe venturing out of his area. Gets the ball forward, finds Mertens. Mertens again. Cummings couldn't keep the ball in play. Five minutes to go in this first half. It remains goalless between Caernarfon and Pontypridd. Two teams who've had a decent start to the season in different ways, really. Both of them obviously aiming for the top 6 this season. I think these... Well, would either of these teams make the top 6, do you reckon, Gareth, and what we've seen in the first half today?
I think, you know, both will be wanting to get into the top 6. You know, there's absolutely no doubts about it. Both can achieve that. You know, a goal will really open this game up now. So, you know, hopefully someone can break the deadlock. But yeah, I think, as you said, I think both can really push to get into the top half and the top 6 this season.
Sun's had enough. Disappeared behind a cloud as we approach half-time. And with that, floodlights start to come on. Lovely late Saturday afternoon. Suddenly become a bit greyer as Caernarfon come forward on the left again. Darren Thomas. Thomas on the charge. Luke Cummings read that well. That's the ball clear. Mooney on the ball back legally. It's been quite tight, Gareth. Game that a defender like yourself might enjoy, maybe.
I was going to say, it's a defender's dream, really. You know, both. You know, it was a shaky start for both, but both look well assured now, and it's, you know, both teams cancelling each other out. So let's see what this brings.
Mark Williams managed to get there first. This cross is blocked, vitally so. All turned behind for another corner.
Yeah, Mark's done really well there. You know, like you said before, he works tirelessly for the team, and you know, he's been a great addition for Caernarfon this season.
I think I'm right in saying that he's currently top, or towards the top, of the top assisters list for the season. Only scored one himself last week. Sean Bradley with a corner. Headed by Mooney, no, he's cleared out. Again, it was towards Phil Mooney. Has had some success from corners this season, so already scored twice. Donahue, no pressure on him whatsoever. Knocks the ball across field. Finds Sean Bradley out on the right wing this time. Little ball. Finds Louis Lloyd. Jared Wright got to the cross first, with Adam Davis looming. Just in little bursts, the home team starting to look like they're getting the upper hand. Zach Clark, 2 men on him. The ball back to Bradley. Ball across to Phil Mooney, middle of the pitch. Chips it over the top to Darren Thomas. Thomas to the byline, pulls it back. Nearly found Mark Williams. Pontypridd get it clear for the moment at least. Ben Maher stealing possession back. Louis Lloyd couldn't quite control it this time.
Again, Darren Thomas causing trouble down the left-hand side, cutting it back. So very close for Mark Williams.
Caernarfon just turning the screw slightly in the last few minutes as we approach half-time. It's a cliche. Just before the half, a great time to score. Can Pontypridd do it now? It's actually come to Mark Williams. Williams with some space. Couldn't quite find Sean Bradley rather. I guess the ball clear. The referee's whistle had already gone. Gannon. Niggly late tackle there. Mr. Jones keeping his card in his pocket for now. He'll lose his patience at some point. He's only shown 1 yellow card so far this afternoon to Corey Shepherd.
Hey, one shot! One shot! Hold high! Hold high! Yes, you're on my side.
Ratcliffe. Way out of his area to take the kick. Set it on, but harmlessly out for the goal kick. Bit of wrestling on the far side. Nothing serious. Now then. Can Caernarfon set up one last attack as we go into injury time at the end of this first period. Or can the visitors do it? The ball over the top. Mertens. Not the first touch he wanted. And he's found Hudson. Hudson with a cross. Pritchard! Just past the post. And that's the closest the visitors have come as we go into the 3 minutes of additional time. Should he have done a bit better, maybe, Gareth?
I think the ball's bounced up to him. You know, he'll be disappointed. He's really cut across it. Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with that. It's a real good opportunity at a crucial time.
Owen Pritchard, the youngster, joined from Cardiff City over the summer. Played for the Bluebirds under-18s and under-21 teams. Never made an appearance for the first team. He's very versatile. Can play as a full-back, winger, or down the middle. Couldn't quite take his chance there, though. Caernarfon now looking for an attack. Louis Lloyd. His cross partially cleared by Cummings. Sean Bradley now smashed it in a bit hard. A bit too hard for Davis. Darren Thomas steals the ball back. Donahue feigns to go back to his goalie. Creates some time and space for himself. Pontypridd again, looking to get forward. Curtis Hudson falls and gets a free kick for his troubles. And I was saying that Mr. Jones might be losing his patience. And he has got his card out this time. It's a yellow one for Iwan Cartwright. A little shove in the back of Curtis Hudson, who did well, to be fair. The Pontypridd striker. He actually last scored a goal, Curtis Hudson, in the Welsh Premier League for Barry Town against Caernarfon over 2 years ago now, in April 2021. So he'll be desperate to find the net again today. One last chance at the end of this first period. And it's for the visitors. Free kick, curled in to the area. There's an offside. Disappointing, really. Caernarfon eager to get on with it. Try and set up one last attack themselves. Bradley turns in field. Not the best ball by him. Caernarfon stealing the ball back again. Darren Thomas. Direct ball this time. And too close to George Ratcliffe. And that may well be it for the first half. He played the 3 additional minutes that have been signalled. And before George Ratcliffe even has a chance to kick the ball downfield, Mr. Jones, the referee, brings the first half to an end. Some flashes, but generally it's been quite cagey. As Gareth Edwards said at the start, both teams, to an extent, cancelling each other out. And it remains 0-0 here at the Oval at half-time. As you can see there, rejoin us in about quarter of an hour for the second half.
Diolch yn fawr, Nick. Felly, dim byd yn gwahaniaethu'r ddau dîm ar yr hanner. Mae'n ddisgwr fan hyn ar yr ofal. A dyma yw gêm ola'r penwthnos. Dyma oedd canlyniadau eraill y penwthnos. Met Caerdydd yn cael crasfo 5 gol 1 yn erbyn y Seintiau Newydd Nithwr. A Ffen y Bont yn fuddigol yn erbyn Aberystwyth. Y Bari, Steve Jenkins yn cael ei fuddugoliaeth gyntaf fe fel reolwr wrth y lliw yn erbyn y Balac. Oedd hi'n dipyn o gêm y Mae Colwyn hefyd y Dre Newydd yn ennill honna o 4 gol i 2. A Chei Conna yn middi Hwlffordd hefyd. A fel eithon ni sôn, Met yn erbyn y Seintiau Newydd ac Aberystwyth Pen y Bont oedd gemau Nithwr, a dyma'r holl gyffro o gemau uwch Cyngrair Cymru nos Wener.
Hwna'n bas llac gan y golwr Conor Roberts, gyfla i Harry Owen. Owen mewn i'r cwrt Cosby ar draws ag at Lewis Rees, a dylio fod i sgorio yn erbyn 20 glwb. Bas llac o lawar gan y golwr Owen yn manteisio mewn a fo i'r cwrt Cosby. Dyna sgwar i Lewis Rees, yr blaenwr yn methu cyfleuraidd i roi Met Caerdydd ar y blaen. Mewn a hi teg at y mil y cwrt 6. Nethon allan gan Emlyn Lewis. Williams chodi fyny braidd yn rhy hir fatha. Lang yn ei dyrnu hi. Hudson arbeniad ar draws yn taro traws. Nid unwaith ond ddwywaith. Daniels ben i mewn yn isel. Cael ei chlirio wedyn i angfa i'r tîm cartra. Nid unwaith ond ddwywaith. Mae'r traws yn dod i'w hachub yn y fan yno. Daniels. Jordan Williams yn troi ddar yn mil o cwrt Cosby ac yn plannu'r bêl na i gefn yr hwyd. Williams yn troi'n gelfyd a dim ond un peth yn ei feddwl. Mae'r cyffio o 20 llath. Lang yn deifio ond dim yn agos. Met Caerdydd dim o Seintiau Newydd. Daniels chodi uwch ben. McCarthy, Jordan Williams, dyn ni'n ôl I Brad Young, o, taro no, ergyd I gol gynta yn uwch gyngor Cymru. Ydy'n dechrau'r gêm yna, a mae deheudu y gol na. Williams sgorio'r gynta, creu'r ail, unwaith eto, dim gobaith I Alex Lang. Young o Mahibei I Lewis, bron yn cael ei dyn ôl, cyflym I ail. A mae wedi rwyddo I ail gol, camgymeriad gan Emlyn Lewis. A 2 gol o fewn munud i'r ymosodwr. A munud o Aston Villa y mis Awst. A mae'r gêm ar ben rwan, sa'ch chi'n meddwl. 5:20 ar y cloc. Rhys ar gig gornel. Teg at y postyn pella. Mae'r gol yn dod bron yn o gollwng I mewn. I rwyd I hun. Yn gofyn am gig rydd. Chaf oedd o ddim. Yn dan bwysa Conor Roberts. Yn ffodus fod y fel. Ddisgu ffyrraeth a bel yn gwirod I ar. Yr amddiffyn Roberts yn cael ei law iddi. A mae Met Caerdydd yn dod yn ôl I mewn i'r gêm. A mae match-up drwy'r gol gynta o'r tymor. Mae Dirill y Gedyn obaith i'r myfyrwyr Met Caerdydd 1 y Seintiau Newydd tair. Fydd yr ansawdd gan Brobl teg at Hudson. Hudson yn ei methu hi, ond y golwr Alex Lang yn effro. Nid hwnna ar ei ffordd. Tu mewn i'r postyn pella I gefn yr hwyd. Clach Camig Cybango. Brobl ar ei droed de. Dyn ni sgwar. Wedyn I Jordan Williams. Mae heibio 1 ar ergyd. Mae disgyn I ben Clark. Yr eilydd. Mae rwyd o'r ail gol o'r tymor. Waith gwych gan Jordan Williams. Heibio'r amddiffynwr. Mae'r betiad yma gan Lang. Mae'n disgyn yn garedig I Ben Clark. Mae fo'n gwneud y gweddill. Mariot. Basi mewn I Brennan. Y tu cefn I Joe Evans. Gol am I gol gynta yn uwch gyngor Cymru. A'r betiad wych gan Alex Lang a Jordan Williams methu rhoi'r brision I gefn yr hwyd. Y bas tu mewn yn curo'r amddiffyn. Dylia Brennan. Dylia hwnna yng nghefn yr hwyd. Ond yn arbediad o didog i'w chwith gan Alex Lang. 5 munud. O'r 90 yn weddill. Mariot I Luke Brennan. Cisio'n dibyd match-up, mae ar ei droed de. Dyn ni sgwar, mae o Williams. Basi mewn I Dan Williams. Cyfuno dda gyda Ben Clark, cael ei raglen, mae'n gic o'r smotyn. Oedd y symudiad yn Rhys Lic o lawar I Met Caerdydd yn y cwrt Cosby. Ond mae'na gerdyn coch I Elliot Evans am faglu Dan Williams. Oedd hi'n gic o'r smotyn, oedd hi'n gerdyn coch sy'n gwestiwn arall. Disgwriodd Brobl hat-trick, wythnos yn ôl. Wedi cael un hyn yma, Alex Lang yn mynd y ffordd cywir. Ond oedd ergyd yn rhy bwerus o'r smotyn gan Ryan Brobl.
Owen sy'n yma. Mae'n gormod o le fan hyn I Kickoff. Neb yn codi'r blaenor. Pwysau yn parhau. Dyma Kickoff. Pêl beryglesyd, postyn pella. A cyffyrddiad yn erbyn y bostyn ac yn amddiffynwr yn gwneud digon hefyd. Venables yn dod yn gyfartal ar record Wyn Thomas am y nifer ymddangosiadau yn uwch gyngor Cymru. A fe nath ddigon o'r ymddangosiadau yna I Aberystwyth wrth gwrs. Owen, postyn agosa ar flic yn erbyn y postyn a mas a hi. Henry Jones yn trio creu rhyw gyfle arall. Yn amau mae Iorwerth y cefnwr canol mawr gath y flic. A nath hi mor gloi mewn anodd gweud. Henry Jones yn troi. A hi Venables I mewn yn erbyn y golwr. Cyfle i'r un ben. Yn ei sgwario I. A mae Reynolds I rhwydo ar ddechrau'r ail hanner yma. Yr ymwelwyr ar y blaen. Ryan Reynolds yn casglu gol gynta'r tymor hyn. Yr ymwelwyr ar y blaen. Fforddiad ymlaen gan Venables, a mae'n gyfle arall y fan hyn. Reynolds! Y dyrniad yn un pwysig. Kickoff yn cwrdd bêl rhydd. Miles Davies, digon o le, digon o amser. Yn mentro ymlaen, nawr yn coesi. Venables yn aros. Henry Jones na. Kickoff i'r cwrt Cosby, lawr ag e. Owen, nôl, Kickoff ar ergyd. Y bil nôl at Reynolds y tro yma. Cyfle arall I Ryan Reynolds! I ail o'r noson, ail o'r ymwelwyr. Mae rhywun yn tybio fod na Bron i 20 munud yn weddill yn y gêm hyn. Mae drosodd Henry Jones a neb arall sy'n cael cymryd hon. Llygadu hon ers amser ar e'r gyd yn un beryglus, yn un dda, yn un bwerus, yn clymanu'n gywraint ar postau bella na. Carlin yn gwrthymosod, sythlo ar y canol. Griffiths. Liwthio mas Llydan. Owen yn cefnogi. Brown yn y canol yn aros amdani. Mae Harlin yn cyrraedd hefyd. A Mael Davies ar y postyn pella. Nôl i'r canol. Harlin yr peniad yn erbyn y bar. A Berystwyth yn methu clirio. O'r diwedd yn gwneud. A bron iddyn nhw wildio'r drydedd. Berystwyth a Darlington. Cyfle hwyr. O, mae'n mewn. Mae'n gol. Ffôn ar peniad. Mae'n symud i'r bach clyfar. Grydd gan Darlington yn cael ei chwipio ar hyd wyneb y gol yma. Jack Thorne i gwiro honna, heibio'r golwr. Mae'n gol gysur, neu os na rhyw ddrama fan hyn ar goedlan y parc. Celi Chelan, digon oedd mae pennell di gollol i dros ben pawb. Hogan ar y mil y cwrt yn trio creu lle. Kirkman yn mynd i yrru hon yn gadarn y mas am gicornel. Wel, dyna fysa wedi bod yn dipyn o ddrama. Pennock sydd wedi gwneud, o sydd wedi cael llawer i wneud hyn yma. Mynd o chwyth dros i ben, nôl tuag at y gol, a'i amddiffynwyr yn achub y dydd ac yn achub y triffwynt.
A gewch chi weld holl uchafbwyntiau'r penwythnos nos lun yma ar sgorio ac eto nos fawrth am hanner awr wedi 6 ar S4C ac wrth gwrs i ni bobman ar y cyfryngau cymdeithasol hefyd. Os ych chi moyn gweld y goliau, popeth sydd wedi digwydd dros y penwythnos, mae rai fi wedi, please ceirwch ar cyfrif Twitter sgorio i weld gol Ryan Stratlys i Geicona yn erbyn Hwlffordd Prynawma. Fi'n addo chi moyn gwely, mae'n dipyn o gol. Reit, Malcolm, o ti wedi gweud cyn y gêm, bod ni'n mynd i gael lot o goliau Prynawma.
O, mae'n siŵr dweud. Okay.
Dim goliau hyd yn hyn, ond digon o gyfleon i'r ddau dîm, Malcolm. Newn ni ddechrau gyda'r cyfleon mae Caernarfon wedi cael yn yr hanner cynta. Malcolm, dyma beth ni wedi gweld nhw wneud trwy gydol y tymor. Maen nhw jyst heb bod digon clinigol hyd yn hyn.
Na ddo, ac hefyd mae'n rhaid fi dipyn bach o fai ar Adam Davies ac ar Zach Clark, jyst efo symudiadau yn y cwrs Cosby. Maen nhw i fewn i fi yn sefyll y stond. Dyn nhw ddim yn dragio i amddiffynwyr allan efo nhw i gadael y bwlch yna i redag i fewn. Maen nhw'n mae rhaid nhw just bod dipyn bach mwy smart, mwy clefar efo'r hediadau i fewn i cwrs Cosby. Gymaint o groesiadau gyda Lewis Lloyd o ochr dde. Gwych gan fo hwnna gyda Sean Bradley o Cicrydd, jyst yn crymannu gormod i rhwyd ochr, ond sicr dylech chi o leia wneud y golwr weithio o rongl yna. Mae rhaid chi fynd am y gorneli i giro rhywun fel Ratcliffe yn y gol. Dwi'n hollol dall, ond dal i fod yn y tre yn ymosodol. Mae rhaid chi fod yn gwneud y penderfyniadau bach clinigol bron i mei hir yma na sgorio at i'r wrth y postyn neu arbediad da oedd hi, ond yn sicr, Caernarfon yn edrych bod nhw isio curo'r gêm fwy na Pontypridd braw ma.
Yn edrych ar y clipio yna, mae'r tywydd wedi newid yn gyflym iawn fan hyn yng Nghaernarfon, Malcolm. Pontypridd wedyn ni hefyd wedi bygwth. Be wneud i o'r cyfleon mae tîm Andrew Stokes wedi cael?
Mae nhw rhyw fycwth i gyflawni pi bach. Dyn nhw yn argoedd i fi pan nhw yn mynd i sgorio praw ma. Mae yna un dyn, Martins, sy'n medru wneud rhywbeth mewn fflac, sy'n medru eich lasgorio gol iddyn nhw. Ond mae gen nhw plan, mae'n dod yma eistedd nôl, ildio'r meddiant, wedyn gwrth ymosod o sydyn gyda'r dyn yma'n ei chanol i. Amddiffynwyr Caernarfon, Donny Hugh yn y sefyllfa yma, just yn amser i dacl yn berffaith, ddim lle i wneud camgymeriad yma yna.
Welon ni cyfle Owen Pritchard just cyn ar hynny. Mae'n rhaid o'n i reit ar bwys Andrew Stokes ar reolwr pan ddigwyddodd hwn. Oedd e ddim yn hapus o gwbl.
Mae'n sgil anodd, yr hanner foli a'r hanner y bel. Ti'n gwybod, mae'r techneg yn un gwych, mae benod drosti, mae'r pwer yna, ydy'r cywirdeb ddim. Mae'n cymryd sgil anodd i ganolbwyntio rhywbeth o.
Os eisiau rhoi tipyn o glod i'r ddau amddiffyn, Malcolm, o ran i perfformiadau nhw yn yr hanner gynta?
Fel cyn o'm ysodwr, so fi byth yn ei clod i ddim amddiffynwr. Mae rhaid nhw fod mwy clefar. Mae rhaid nhw fod enwedig Caernarfon efo gymaint o'r bel maen nhw wedi cael yn y bocs yn y cwrt Cosby o'r gwrthwynebwyr Pontypridd praw ma. Maen nhw wedi cael y bel i mewn yna gymaint o weithiau, felly mae'n eich di edrych ar sut i wneud yr hediadau. sut i'n amseru nhw well, sut i'n sefyll allan a siarad a cyfathrebu efo dychwneifwyr dy gwmpas. Dwi'n gweld Zach Clark, Adam Davies wedi siarad i unwaith efo'i gilydd heddiw. A dwi'n edrych i lawr ochr arall, maen nhw'n just yn gobeithio geith nhw gyfla i ennill y gêm, ond fysa nhw'n hapus braf fynd adra fo pwynt.
Ma fe'n teimlo fel y fath o gêm. Mae'r gol gynta yma mynd i fod mor allweddol.
Mae'n mynd i newid y gêm. Dydy Pontypridd, mond yn ebyn y seinti newydd, ella mynd i bod un ar ei hôl i, ond hyn o'n hwyr yn y gêm yn yr ail hannar. Felly di gorau newid pethau. Maen nhw'n gorau newid pethau os di Caernarfon sgorio'n sydyn wan, a mae'r rhaid i Caernarfon cymryd yn mantais o wneud hynny efo'r momentum yma.
Malcolm, diolch yn fawr na i adael i chi fynd lan nôl i'r pwynt sylwebu y pen wythnos nesa i ni yng Ngheiccona. Nos Sadwrn ar gyfer Ceiccona yn erbyn Pontypridd di Sadwrn nesa am 10 munud wedi 5 yn erbyn Pen y Bont. A wedyn ni, mae'n sylw ni'n troi at y brif adran Genero. Dydd Sul am 5 o'r gloch, Met Caerdydd yn erbyn Abertawe. Mae hwnna'n fyw ar-lein ac ar eich teledu clyfar. Ond mae'r tîmau yn barod i fynd fan hyn ar yr ofal. Felly nôl ato ni at ein tîmau sylwebu. Malcolm, Nick, nôl ato chi.
Welcome back. Teams, as you can see, are out. Just waiting for everyone to take their place on the benches before we can get the second half underway. Goalless after the first 45 minutes at the Oval. Andrew Stokes, the Pontypridd manager, pretty much the last to take his place on the bench. Mr. Jones, the referee, just checking that everyone's back out ready to go. And the second half starts with Pontypridd, the visitors, attacking from right to left as we look at it in the second 45. Former Caernarfon captain Gareth Edwards is still with me. It's a cagey first half, Gareth. How do you see it going in the second half?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Hopefully some goals. I mean, Caernarfon have started the season well, 14 goals in 7 league games. So we were expecting goals, but, like I said before, both cancelling each other out in the first half. So let's see what's going to come this half.
Hudson. Ball forward, a bit too strong. To be fair to both teams, they did show flashes, especially towards the end of that first period, that they were gradually getting closer to finding the net. Adam Davies had a couple of half chances in that first half. No changes by either team at the half, by the way. Same 22 players who started the game that are out there.
Looks like Adam's had a bit more of an instruction to get on the ball. He's dropped in deep a couple of times there to pick the ball up in pockets and space. So, rather than being on the shoulder, he's coming to feet to get the ball and try and have an influence on the game.
Dion Donahue to take the kick. Free kick given for an off-the-ball incident there. Didn't quite see what happened. Mooney couldn't get his head to it. Louis Lloyd again getting forward, had a lot of success down the line in this first half. He's cut into the area now. Louis Lloyd falls and he asked for a penalty. Absolutely no interest from the referee. Louis Lloyd, he did well, he cut inside and fell. There's some shouts from behind that goal for a penalty. Not many complaints by the Caernarfon players, to be fair though, Gareth.
No, I mean, Louis Lloyd again, a threat down the right-hand side, and the defender has done what all good defenders do. He's just had enough on him without giving away a penalty, just enough contact.
Here's the incident again. Got to the byline and cut in. Oh, wasn't much in it, was there, Gareth? To be honest, he just seemed to lose his balance, as you said. Good defending, really. Good defending.
Did enough to influence the pass, and like you say, good defending.
Margetson plays it out. Hudson retains possession. An error by Keston Davies. Don't say that very often. Davies pulls the ball back. It's come to Darren Thomas, who maybe had too much time. Blasted it over the bar. Well, if you wanted the ball to fall to anyone in space just outside the area, it would be the Covey Messi. But maybe he just had a bit too much time to think about that, Gareth.
Yeah, Daz will be disappointed with that, really will. You know, he's got a lot more quality to, you know, we've seen him finish it time and time again from that position, so he'll be disappointed.
Pontypridd taking their time, slowing things down. Putting the ball across the back. Pritchard. A bit more direct now. Mertens creating space for himself and then fluffing his lines. Having done so well to create room for the shot, couldn't quite get the connection. Donahue. Long ball into the path of Louis Lloyd. Pulls it back. First time. Shot blocked. Nearly fell to Mark Williams on the rebound. Sean Bradley. Back to Williams. Williams! The shot was blocked from Ben Williams-Margetson and out for the corner.
Willow will be really disappointed with that. It's a really good opportunity to break the deadlock, and yeah, if he looks back on that, he's got to do better. Mark has.
What a ball that was, by the way, by Dion Donahue. Initial shot from Zach Clark blocked, and quite fall for Mark Williams there. But he combined well with Sean Bradley. The ball way off target in the end via deflection. Keston Davies puts it forward, ball inside to Hudson. Margetson doing well, finding Pritchard. Ian Donahue. Little pass to Ewan Cartwright this time. But again, it's down this right flank. That Caernarfon are making hay, doesn't quite work this time. Ball's come back to Louis Lloyd. Donahue venturing forward for once. Bradley. Good defending. It will be a corner.
Yeah, really started the second half much better than they started the first half, Caernarfon. And there are plenty of opportunities here now.
You mentioned just before the half that we felt that the home team were just starting to turn the screw. And they've continued in that vein in the first 6 or 7 minutes of the second half. Sean Bradley, the home team's 7th corner of the afternoon, not his best.
He's got to do better there. Brads, he's got to be the first man. Keep the pressure on, get the ball in, let the big lads attack it.
Cartwright. Mark Williams. Williams to Thomas. Thomas makes room for himself. And again, just over the bar. But having had that earlier sighter, that was closer. You don't want to give Darren Thomas chance after chance from the edge of the area, or for anywhere for that matter. Covey Messi getting closer.
Just slightly leaning back there, as you can see. And Daz is, yeah, he's just got underneath it.
The visitors just being pinned more and more in their own half. They try to get the ball forward now. Shepherd. It's the ball back. And again, changes direction of the play. This time slips though as he tries to do so, and gives the ball to Sean Bradley. Good tackle by Margetson, and immediately he launches an attack for the visitors. Hudson couldn't get a shot away.
Solid tackle from Margetson at the back there. Just, you know, really had to time this perfectly. He did, and then he was able to start the attack as well, pushing the ball down the right-hand side.
Ben Margetson. Very recognisable surname. Son of Martin. Former Cymru international goalkeeper. Currently the England and Swansea City goalkeeping coach. So as a younger brother who's in the football business. Kit Margetson with Swansea City Academy at the moment. Also an international at under-17 level for Cymru. Throw headed out but not cleared well. Adam Davies has a swiper in the end. Clears out for a throw-in. Presents Luke Cummings with another chance to launch the ball into the home team's penalty area, which he does. Ball headed back to him this time by Zach Clark. His cross headed out by Mark Williams. Darren Thomas trying to get away. He was on his own though. Pontypridd have stolen possession back. Curtis Hudson slipped at the vital time. Just at the vital moment, the Barbados international went flying. Louis Lloyd hits the ball forward and chases it. Not quite quick enough to get there before the defender. And ended up committing a foul. The man on his phone there is Chris Sargent. He's the new Saints assistant manager. He was manager for the evening last night with Craig Harrison serving a band. Might well be texting Craig Harrison right now. Either that or updating his Twitter or X or whatever we have to call it now. Curtis Rees. Pirouettes in the centre circle, looking for options. Keston Davis. Well, not quite sure what Keston Davis was thinking there. Richard Davis, still in his shorts, although the sun seems to have disappeared for the evening. Actually missed last week's game as he was away on holiday in Lisbon, probably in his shorts there as well. Mertens now into the area, and again the German gets himself into a good position but absolutely fluffs his lines, and immediately Caernarfon are on the break.
Oh, he'll be so disappointed. He's in a really good position there. I'm not quite sure what's happened, whether the ball's hit a divot or he's just really cut right underneath the ball.
You see it again now. First thing, he just seemed to stand on the ball. Got himself clear of Dion Donahue, and it just bobbled as he was swinging at it.
Oh, do you know what? He'll look back at that. It's a really good opportunity, but sometimes these things happen.
For once, Dion Donahue beaten. But Caernarfon gets away with it. And Jan Mertens will be so disappointed. Had a few chances now. Still, nothing really has gone his way at the vital moment. Caernarfon have a free kick now. Darren Thomas thought about taking it quickly for pausing. So allow more men in yellow to move forward. And in the end, Darren Thomas going to leave this for Dion Donahue. Curl this one in on his left. Header goes up rather than out. Second header gets clear. Hudson after it. Caernarfon got their first. Bradley battling.
Might be an opportunity for Caernarfon to try something new on those free kicks. They're not blessed with height in the attacking position, so you know they really need to think about another way in which they can break this Ponty defence down.
Carter with a throw down the line. Adam Davies falls over. It's a real battle for possession there. Pontypridd get the ball away in the end. Pritchard gets it forward to Cummings. Cummings tries to fight Hudson, who might have been offside anyway. Seems to be settling into a pattern in the second half where Pontypridd are happy to hit Caernarfon on the break.
It's getting a bit scrappy.
Keston Davies inside. Corey Shepherd missed his kick in the centre circle. Ma hits the ball forward. Sackler can't quite get to it. Chris Hughes, Newtown manager, has come here straight from Colwyn Bay, where his team won by 4-2 this afternoon. After a slow start, Newtown really have hit a good little run of form. 3 wins on the trot for them now. First time they've done that in 2023. Suddenly they're pushing for those top 6 places. Is there a handball there?
I think it is, yeah. I think it is. He's a lucky boy.
Plenty of cameras at the Oval this afternoon, but no VAR. Which, having seen that, well, twice really, Johan Cartwright will be quite happy about.
Yeah, he's got away with one there. The ball's just dropped over his head. Yeah, ball dropped over his head, and yeah, he's very, very lucky, because that would have been a promising free kick position for Ponty.
He was just outside the area on both occasions. Andrew Stokes, you wouldn't mind having VAR here, having seen that incident. Maybe one of the blessings, some would say, of this league is that we don't have VAR. Still such a debate about the use of video technology and video evidence in football. Johan Cartwright, as I said, will be happy that it hasn't been brought into the Cymru Premier yet. Shepherd lets the ball forward to Mertens. Mertens pulls it back. Hudson takes the touch. Couldn't get a shot away. Cummings could! And he hits it well. And it was blocked by Phil Mooney.
Really good defending. He's really impressed me today, Phil Mooney. Right place, right time, and saved the keeper from having to do anything. So good defending, good positioning.
Bradley getting the ball forward. Williams out to Thomas in acres of space. Darren Thomas. Little pass back inside to Bradley. Tries to chip it forward. Not the best clearance. Pontypridd get away with it. Pritchard pirouetting in the middle of the field. Gets it out to Cummings, who has some room. Halts his run though, moves back inside. Pritchard feints to go one way, then goes the other. Chips it over the top. Mertens won't get to that. Lloyd, back defending. Sit down the wing.
Not really sticking up top, is it, for Caernarfon at the minute? And I think, you know, the attackers have got to try and get their foot on the ball, take a bit of pressure off the midfield and defenders, and start to build up the play a little bit.
This was the Cummings shot. As I said, he scored the winner the last time these two sides met. Here at the Oval back in April, and he hit that one well. Phil Mooney got in the way.
I think anywhere else, Cummings hits that shot, and it's, yeah, Caernarfon are in trouble.
First change of the afternoon. Joe Hunt has left. Ethan Vaughan's on for his 3rd league appearance for his new club. The first 2 appearances in the league ended in him having an early bath. He's already had 2 red cards this season, averaging a yellow card for his new team in the league once every 40 minutes. So I think it's fair to say that Ethan Vaughan gets stuck in. Pretty sure as well that one of the last things that Andrew Stokes would have told him before going on: don't get too stuck in. Can't be doing with another red card.
I think the ban is quite hefty if you get 3 red cards in a season.
Yeah, we're not even a quarter of the way through the season yet. And as I mentioned, Ethan Vaughan has already been sent off twice for his new club. Iwan Cartwright takes a throw in. Bit directionless. Williams salvage the situation. Lloyd with a cross. It's headed out as far as Thomas. Thomas takes a touch. Shoots low this time. Again, whose block has come back to Thomas. Lloyd with a cross to the back post. And somehow it hasn't gone in. It was Zach Clark who slid in. Adam Davis might have got a touch as the ball came across, but Zach Clark couldn't quite react quickly enough to turn the ball home.
Oh, I mean, he's really stretching. A little flick from Adam Davis, and he's stretching, but again, a good opportunity.
It really, really was. Zach Clark knows where the goal is, just couldn't quite adjust his body quickly enough there to turn it in. Here come Pontypridd now. And for the first time this afternoon, they're going to have a corner. It's taken 64 minutes to come. We said that Caernarfon were turning the screw and starting to get the better of things, but it's still 0-0. And without doubt, Pontypridd is still very much in this, Gareth.
Absolutely. I think, you know, this will suit Ponty. It's a 0-0. You know, they're without some attackers, so, you know, they'll want to keep it tight, and they have done away from home.
And they've scored twice in the league this season. Can they get a third now? The corner to the far post. And it's Keston Davis who got his head to it. He couldn't keep it down. But another warning for Caernarfon.
He'll be disappointed with that. It's a free header at the back post. He had opportunity to either get it back across the face of goal or really attack it. He's done neither with that, and he'll be disappointed with that.
The chances at both ends of the pitch in quick succession. Cartwright with a punt down the right flank, falls into the path of Adam Davis. Davis waiting for support. Louis Lloyd is with him, and here is Louis Lloyd into the area. Lloyd pulls it back. Davis! And he just pulled it wide. Hit it on his left. Didn't hit it cleanly. But that Pontypridd goal is starting to live a charmed life. Louis Lloyd again, right in the middle of things. Cross, partially cleared, took a deflection. Ball falling to the path of Adam Davis. Oh, you'll be disappointed, Gareth.
How many times have we seen the ball break at the edge of the area for both teams, and it's just like quality. You know, you've got to take the time, get over it, and hit the target at the very least.
Long ball over the top. Bit too strong. But this third quarter has flown by, to be honest. It's still 0-0, but it's not a dull goalless draw at the moment. Both teams looking like they might have a goal in them. Not the best ball forward by Dion Donahue. You might have to hurry back now, because Pontypridd are on the break. Pritchard gets it out to Cummings. Cummings, body checked by Mooney, and he wins a free kick. He was looking for it, Luke Cummings, but it definitely was a foul. Cummings asking why Mr. Jones is keeping his card in his pocket for now. No booking, but it is a free kick for the visitors. Bit of a break in the play. Chance for having to breathe, Gareth. It's been quite frantic again in the last 10 minutes or so, hasn't it?
Do you know what? It's been a really good start. End to end. Some chances, just like I said before, just lacking a little bit of quality to break the deadlock.
Owen Pritchard to take the kick. Caernarfon with quite a high defensive line. And it came off a Caernarfon head, I think. I think it was Iwan Cartwright. He could have gone anywhere. It's ended up going out for the corner.
Guys, you've got the chances, come on. Return the call.
Having taken the free kick, Owen Pritchard comes across to take the corner now. swing this one in, down the hill. Curtis Rees giving them the option of a short corner. Here comes the corner. Pritchard taking his time. It's a deep one. Mooney gets his head to it. Header back in by Kirsten Davies. There was a high foot there as Ben Margetson went for the ball. As Adam Davies has been caught in the face. It was accidental. Margetson trying to force the ball forward over his shoulder. We'll see it again here. It's completely accidental, I think, wasn't it, Gareth?
Yeah, it looked a sore one, to be fair. I think he'll be better looking after that.
Adam Davies having some treatment. And there's going to be a booking for Ben Margetson. I suppose it was a high foot. Has to be pretty high to catch Adam Davies in his face.
It's not like Adam to look to head the ball anyway, so yeah, he's been caught there, and yeah, it's a definite yellow.
The Cymru women's team are in action again on Tuesday. Extended highlights of the next game on Tuesday. They face Denmark in the UEFA Women's Nations League. And it's League A, the top league. It's a tough league for Cymru. The bottom seeds in their group. So last night, they lost 1-0 in Iceland. Got Denmark to come on Tuesday. And Denmark actually beat Germany last night, which tells you all you need to know. They're no slouches. It's going to be a tough one for Gemma Granger's team. But fantastic to see them playing in the top tier of the UEFA Nations League. Free kick for Pontypridd. 20 minutes to go. Davies hasn't made any changes yet. Surely he's considering them by this point.
Just looking at the bench and who we could bring on to add a bit more attacking firepower.
Zach Clark. Ball just got caught under his feet, slowed him down, but he's into the area here. Zach Clark! And the cross shot. Staying to the arms of George Ratcliffe. And immediately, Pontypridd launch a break down the field. Luke Cummings. He's been very much to the fore in the second half. Ball inside to Curtis Rees. Back to Cummings. Cummings with a cross! And it's Jan Mertens again. And he got his head to that one. Just over the bar.
It's a really, really good opportunity. Should be 1-0.
Lovely cross. It was a free header, wasn't it? Mertens maybe a bit unlucky. Or should he have done better, Gareth? What would you say? As a defender rather than a striker?
Well, if it was a Caernarfon defender then, that would have I would have felt really good, because that would have been a real let-off. I think, I think Mertens will probably look back and think he's got to score that.
Ben Mar nearly caught in possession. Plays it square to Mark Williams. Ball comes back to Williams. Always awake for that second ball. Burns into traffic in the end. Pontypridd playing it out from the back this time. Confidently so. Ball out to Cummings. Margetson. Tries to hit it down the field. Out. Off Sean Bradley for the throw-in. Sean Bradley hasn't been maybe quite as lively in the second half, Gareth, but he's such a danger, isn't he?
He is. He needs to get the ball. He needs. He'll be thinking it more himself than anybody else. He needs to get on the ball, because he can really make things happen for Caernarfon. He can open the door, and they really need it now.
Free kick in the middle of the park for a handball by Dion Donoghue. Pontypridd happy to take their time. 10 men forward as they look for this elusive goal. Actually scored 4 in the first 48 minutes of the first game of the season. A League Cup match against Llanelli Town. They've only scored 3 since then. Did score late on Tuesday against Aberystwyth. Can they do something here? Ball into the area. Headed on by Jared Wright. They're out for a goal kick. Visitors do have Jack Caradogan, who scored that late goal on Tuesday, on the bench. If they want to push for a winner here. Quarter of an hour to go. Pontypridd look to launch another attack. Corey Shepherd doing well in midfield, getting away from Ben Maher. Shepherd plays it out wide to Cummings. The 4 Pontypridd men in the middle. And again, it's a high foot. It's from Jan Mertens this time. And it's Johan Cartwright who was caught. And that's another yellow card. Johan Cartwright seems to be all right, considering he's just been kicked in the face. We'll see it again. Well, again, really, he had to go for it, Mertens, but it was a high foot. Confirmation of his yellow card.
I just think if the ball's coming into the box are just slightly better, then the attackers wouldn't need to do that. They could go and attack the ball. You know, the balls are cutting back just behind them slightly, and it's really difficult for an attacker to do anything with that.
Long kick down the field, bounces harmlessly into the arms of George Ratcliffe. Hudson, considering his options in the middle of the field. Square ball in the end. Chipped into the area. Pritchard brings it down. And then the shot was blocked. Well, should Owen Pritchard maybe have gone for it with his head rather than bring it down? Because he was on his own for a moment there. Pontypridd certainly are the team who had to the fore. See this again. Should he have taken it first time, Gareth?
I'm just so surprised at how much time he's got there. You know, he's got that much time. It's making him doubt himself in terms of what he wants to do. So, yeah.
Brought it down well, but that allowed Ben Maher to get back. I think he makes the block.
He was a bit too far out there to kind of really attack the ball with a header and have an influence on the goal. So I think he did have to bring it down, but he'll be disappointed with the first touch.
Foul. A rugby tackle on Adam Davies. Keston Davies was the guilty party. See plenty of tackles like that tomorrow night in Lyon. As I mentioned earlier, that big game from the Rugby World Cup is live on S4C tomorrow night. Wales against Australia. Pontypridd preparing another change. Just Adam Thomas takes his free kick, knocks it into the area. Nodded down. Jared Wright partially clears it. And harmless enough in the end. Sorry if you heard some colourful language there. I think it was one of the supporters here behind the goal at the Oval, showing his frustration.
Covey slang.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, Gareth, definitely. As someone who lives in Caernarfon, I've got no comment to make. I don't think many would disagree with you. So here comes the Pontypridd change. And it's going to be Curtis Hudson who's leaving. Doesn't look happy to be leaving, but he has done a lot of travelling this month, to be fair. Played 2 international games for Barbados against Montserrat and Nicaragua earlier in the month. Danny Williams coming on. With now the sun having disappeared, it's not quite as nice on the Oval in Caernarfon as it is on the Kensington Oval in Bridgetown, maybe. Danny Williams is the substitute who's come on. Hasn't scored since last October, but his last goal came against Caernarfon and contributed to a Pontypridd victory. And it's the visitors who are looking to break now, looking to take advantage of a slip. And well, that was poor by Corey Shepherd.
Probably symptomatic of the game so far, you know, just that final ball, final pass, or just that little bit more quality, and we could see something happen in this game.
Donahue chips the ball forward, bounces on, nearly fell for Zach Clark. Pontypridd get it clear, and they'll have a throw in over on the far side.
I mean, it isn't through a lack of effort. Both teams really grafting out there, really trying. And we'll see coming into the last 10 minutes who can open the game up.
It's the 5th time that these two sides are met. They met 4 times last season. Should mention, 10 minutes to go, there hasn't previously been a draw between these teams. That was poor by Darren Thomas this time. Pontypridd looking to get forward. Shepherd with a little touch. Manages to retain possession. Does well to beat Mark Williams. Looking for options, goes back. Margetson, not the best first touch. Brings him to a stop, and then a poor ball, really. Zach Clark now. Can he do something? 2 men on him. Neither side managing to retain possession for long at the moment. Been a series of errors in the last few minutes, Gareth. Does, you know, in a football game like this, does sometimes one error lead to another? Is it catching? Is it contagious?
Yeah, it can do. It certainly can do, and it certainly feels like that once you know, it's the first one, then it's the second one, and then it's yeah, it can be contagious. Usually when I had the ball at my feet.
Shot from distance, and Corey Shepherd way over the bar. He had a lot of time there, Corey Shepherd. I don't think his manager will be too impressed with that shot. Seemingly demonstrating the trajectory of the ball there, of where the shot went, way over the bar. So Gareth, head on the block with 10 minutes to go. Is either team going to find a goal here?
I don't think so, and I know I said earlier on in the first 5 minutes there's going to be goals, but I just can't see it now. Ponty's defence really strong. Caernarfon, you know, although a lot of promise this season,
there's a promise here for a moment, and it will be a corner.
Yeah, well, although a lot of promise this season, they haven't shown the attacking threat that they probably have earlier on.
The home supporters behind that goal raise their voices. And Sean Bradley prepares to take yet another corner down the hill this time. Is this the moment? It bounces on, just too high. Pontypridd get it clear. It's Danny Williams who's chasing it. Donahue stronger than him. What a ball that is. Lovely crossfield ball by Dion Donahue. Finds Bradley. Bradley back to Thomas. Darren Thomas dances forward! And the ball cleared off the line. And while the crowd behind that goal were initially celebrating, they don't seem to be complaining that the goal hasn't been given. It seems that it was cleared off the line. The danger isn't over yet, though. Bradley looks to get a crossing and will win the corner. A lovely crossfield ball by Dion Donahue. Set that up. And then Sean Bradley pulled it back. Oh, how close was this, Gareth?
So close. I mean, just a little deflection. Yeah, I think he's tries to just dink it over, Dazaz. Little deflection, but you can see the quality Dion's got starting that attack.
Margetson made the block. Bradley's corner doesn't beat the first man this time. We'll have a second chance, though. Thomas towards the far post, and this time it has gone in. And it's that man, Phil Mooney, with his third of the season. He scored in the 8th minute of injury time last week. It's not quite as late today, but that is the goal that has finally broken the deadlock. Phil Mooney at the far post, and those fans are delighted, Gareth.
It was a poor corner from Sean Bradley, really poor. Again, didn't beat the first man, but the ball's come out to Darren Thomas, and it's such a delightful little dink to the back post. It's just so inviting. Goalkeeper doesn't come out, and Mooney's just powered it in, back post.
Lovely hanging cross, inviting Phil Mooney to attack it. And that's exactly what he did. So strong at that far post.
He wanted it more, you know, he absolutely wanted that. And pure effort got that ball in.
Should mention as well that Pontypridd have actually won the last 3 games against Caernarfon. Caernarfon haven't beaten them since last August. But they're a few minutes away from doing that now. Caernarfon getting forward again with Bradley. Nearly released Adam Davis. And then there's a late challenge on that far side.
I know Darren Thomas was one of the ones to watch before the game, and you know, he's had real quiet spells, but that is what Darren Thomas does, you know. Bit of quality when you need it, and he can turn a game on its head.
Sean Bradley is the latest player to see a yellow card this afternoon. We'll see it again. And Mooney did get a touch to it, but it may have gone in off Jan Mertens. I think it's certainly Mooney's goal. He'll definitely claim it. Pontypridd now looking for an equaliser. Ethan Vaughan. And his cross out for a goal kick. I mentioned last week at Penabont, Caernarfon equalised through Phil Mooney in the 8th minute of injury time, and they still conspired somehow to lose that game. The home team went down the other end and got a winner immediately from the kickoff. So it's a matter of game management now for Caernarfon. Can they hold on this week? And this time, of course, it's holding on for a win. Pontypridd trying to deny them. Mertens gets it out to Danny Williams. Shepherd a little touch. Vaughan with a cross. 2 Caernarfon defenders nearly got in each other's way before the ball was launched down the field. Clark chasing down George Ratcliffe. The goalie did get it away. Darren Thomas has stolen it back. Darren Thomas has got support if he needs it, but he couldn't find Louis Lloyd. And it's end-to-end now. It's like a basketball game. Pontypridd now on the attack again. Just after Caernarfon could have made it safe. Cummings lifts the ball towards the back stick. Vaughan battling for it and committed a foul.
Fish might want to tighten things up for Caernarfon now rather than leave the 2 up top with Darren Thomas, but they are so attacking. You know, Darren Thomas there just 1 pass away from potentially 2-0.
Yeah, with just a couple of minutes to go in this game, and Richard Davis still hasn't made a change. Davis in the background there checking his watch. Andrew Stokes having got close to another clean sheet for his team will be bitterly disappointed, but it isn't over yet. Zach Clark trying to chase this one down. can't quite do it. But Caernarfon will be more than happy for the ball to be down in that corner of the field. And it will be a throw for Caernarfon now. Adam Davies doing well there, chasing a lost cause.
Excuse the pun, but it really will feel like an uphill battle now for Ponty. You know, without an out-and-out striker on the pitch, it's going to be really difficult for them to try and change the tide.
There'll be another throw in for Caernarfon up the hill. So Lewis Webb there. He actually hasn't had a clean sheet yet this season. He's a couple of minutes away from getting one today now. And the ball at the moment is at the other end of the pitch. The cross just beyond Louis Lloyd. The number 20 keeps it in play. Is he going to keep it in the corner there? No such thing. He battles his way into the penalty area. Pulls it back. Pontypridd scramble it away. Pritchard gets it out, but beyond Cummings, but there was a foul. And now Adam Davies has fallen, looking like he's got some cramp. As I say that, he jumps straight back on his feet.
Done really well to escape a booking there, Adam Davies, pulling him back.
And Mr. Jones, well, he gets the yellow in the end. Mr. Jones actually sent him off early in the season, here, late on, against Newtown for a second booking. Now he's got one this afternoon, Adam Davies. Marr. Is it partially clear? Louis Lloyd, as we enter the 4 minutes of additional time, the minimum of 4 minutes that's going to be added on. Ball chipped out to the far flank. Pontypridd still believe. Pritchard on the charge. And Pritchard shoots and he takes a deflection. And it nearly sneaked in past the wrong-footed Lewis Webb. But it's just going to be a corner in the end. Owen Pritchard given the freedom of the oval to charge forward. And he nearly made the most of it with the help of a deflection. Can Pontypridd do something from the resulting corner? Pritchard himself was going to take it. Once the referee's ready.
Let him move. All I want you to do is let him move. Let him move.
Making sure that there's no unnecessary pushing and shoving in that 6-yard box. Here comes Pritchard's corner. Towards the near post. Headed out as far as Shepherd! Well, awful by Corey Shepherd. Saw his name up in stars, but his volley miles wide, and the home team escape again.
Worth an opportunity, you know, the ball's dropping like that at this stage of the game, you know, that'll either scream into the top corner or go where it did.
I think it's still bouncing towards Llanberis, to be honest, Gareth. That's where it went.
Caernarfon have got to use their heads now, you know, look to slow the game down, particularly after what had happened last week for them. So, you know, they'll be really conscious about that.
Couple of minutes still to go. It's all about game management. There's your man of the match, Louis Lloyd. He very much has been the star man for Caernarfon down that right flank today.
He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Looks to take players on.
Shepherd lifts the ball forward. Williams battling for it. Danny Williams, was he pulled down? Surely he was pulled back there. Play goes on. Shepherd gets it out wide. Smashed in. Still hasn't been cleared. And eventually, Jared Wright's shot is off target. Well, there seems to be a big shout for a penalty there, Gareth.
I think that's a penalty, and I think if you're on the Ponty team, you're going to be calling for that, because he's got his arm on his shoulder.
Oh, it was Johan Cartwright with a straight hand.
He's a lucky boy. He's a lucky boy.
Well, you've seen them given. It might be a cliche to say that. Actually didn't look as bad slowed down. But I have to be honest, when I first saw it, a few Caernarfon players with their hearts in their mouths. but they've got away with it. And we're deep into injury time now.
It's just a position you don't want to be in, 92nd minute. You do not want the ball ricocheting and bouncing around there.
Suspect there'll be a bit of extra time added on after the first 4 minutes. That's the man who scored the only goal of the evening, Phil Mooney. As it stands, it's his goal that's going to bring 3 points to Caernarfon. Ball kept in play. Pontypridd still looking for something. Mertens gets it back to right. Ball spread across the field. Pritchard into the area. Slight misunderstanding between Dion Donahue and Lewis Webb. Ball's come to Bradley. Bradley battling to keep position.
Lewis Webb lucky again there. Just let your defender deal with it. Let your defender go and attack it. You don't have to come for it. And again, little bit of luck there for Caernarfon.
We're into time added on. At the end of the time added on. We played 4.5 minutes now, over the 90. One last chance, surely now for Pontypridd. Can they get the ball in? Cummings, his cross is blocked, and Caernarfon will look to break. Is this it now? Zach Clark on the charge, it's passed beyond Bradley, and out for a throw-in, but it won't matter, because Mr. Jones has brought the game to an end, and a hard-fought victory celebrated behind the goal by the home fans. Phil Mooney's late goal, his third of the season, forced it in at the back stick. And that made sure, after a tight game, which could have gone anyway really, at the Oval, that the final score is Caernarfon Town 1, Pontypridd United 0. That's confirmation. Gareth, thank you for your company tonight. And with that, we'll hand you over to some interviews. Thanks for watching.
Diolch yn fawr i Nick a Malcolm. Caernarfon yn ennill o gôl i ddim fan hyn ar yr ofal. Gôl Phil Mooney y gwahaniaeth yn y diwedd, a dyma gadarnhad o ganlyniadau'r penwthnos. Felly mae wedi bod yn benwthnos fysi o bêl-drod fan hyn yn uwch gyngrair Cymru, cadarnhad. Felly Caernarfon yn fuddigol o gôl i ddim fan hyn yn erbyn Pontypridd. Fuddugoliaeth hefyd i Geicona, y Dre Newydd ac y Bari yn ennill am y tro cynta tymor yma, a wedyn ni nithwr Pen y Bont yn fuddigol yn erbyn Aberystwyth a'r Seintiau Newydd. Tipyn o grasfa yn erbyn Met Caerdydd. Y Seintiau'n ennill o 5 gôl i 1 fyna. Cofiwch fe fydd yr holl uchafbwyntiau ar gael ar sgorio nos lun, ond yma gadarnhad hefyd o dabl uwch gyngrair Cymru. A fel mae pethau'n sefyll, dim surprise i weld y Seintiau Newydd a Geicona fyna ar y brig. Pen y Bont a Caernarfon yn bedwerydd fan hyn. Ac dwi'n falch iawn o gael cwmni rheolwr Caernarfon. Richard, shwmai, siwr i ti'n tymlo ar ôl hynna? Oedd hi'n dipyn o gêm, oedd e'n tymlo fel oedd y golau byth yn mynd i ddod ar un adeg.
Ia, falchder mwyn yn byd, dwi'n meddwl. Fel ti'n dewis hwnna eto, da ni'n creu llwythio chances. Just eisiau cymryd yn bach, y composure y final third na, ac just cael y gol na, a wedyn, na, chwarae teg, da ni wedi cael i, a wedyn, da ni wedi ffendio wedyn yma'n bywydau i gadw'r 3 pwynt na.
Yn wahanol i benwthnos diwetha hefyd, mae fe'n teimlo fel bod chi wedi cael beth o'ch chi'n hyddi mas o'r gêm, a rai bod hwnna'n plesio?
Yndi, definite, a fath o'n i siarad efo chdi cyn gêm, yr game management na, da ni eisiau dim bach gwella, a dim bach bod mwy streetwise wrach rai adega, ag o'n i'n teimlo bod ni'n dweud o heddiw, so na, proud iawn o gael 3 pwynt.
And I've got to ask you about the goal. Must have been a relief for both of you when that went in.
Yeah, great. We had loads of chances.
Yeah.
It was coming, wasn't it? So just got back post and from your body and it's gone in, so take that all day.
Making up at this score of these goals, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Keep doing it.
Phil, I've got to ask, there was a bit of question whether it was your goal or not.
I'm blaming them all day,
yeah.
Here we go, we'll watch it on here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Taking it out all day. It's on target, so we'll have that all day.
Yeah, we'll give it to you.
I'm blaming it.
But guys, how important was it, Phil, for you to get these 3 points today? Because Pontypridd, you know, they haven't been easy to beat this season.
Yeah, they're a good side. It's a tough game. I think we started well first half, but then second half we took our foot off it a bit, didn't we? A bit sloppy. So great to get the 3 points, really, yeah.
Rich?
Yeah, I agree with that. Dwi'n meddwl nath y gêm agor fyny lot. A oedden ni jyst angen cadw bach mwy o control o'n ni. Ond mae'r 3 points na massive i ni. Gen ni gêm anodd yn TNS fel ma'n os fawth.
Yeah.
A wedyn, da ni eisiau mynd i Bari lle maen nhw wedi curo, dwi'n meddwl, tro gynta season yma heddiw. So, na, oedd o'n bwysig bod ni'n cael 3 points na, wedyn, dychod, gawn ni weld beth ni'n neud yn y byn TNS. Mae hwnna'n mynd o'n dasg anodd, a wedyn, mae'n tuff mynd i lawr i Bari wsos wedyn. So, massive 3 points.
Well, Rich, Phil, llongyfarchiadau, congrats on the win. We will give you the goal, OK, Phil? Guys, diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni chi. Wel, dydd Sadwrn nesa. Caernarfon yn erbyn Pen-y-bont. Mae hwnna'n fyw am 10 munud wedi 5 ar-lein ac ar eich tyledu clyfar. A wedyn ni, dydd Sul nesaf y fydd ein sylwn ni'n troi at y brif adran Genero Met Caerdydd yn erbyn Abertawe. Mae'n braf iawn cael cwmni reolwr Pontypridd, Andrew Stokes. Andrew, I can imagine that must have been a really, really frustrating evening for you and the team out there tonight.
Yeah, very. We've got ourselves to blame. You know, we've made too many chances again, and we haven't taken them, and it's not good enough. Like I'm not happy tonight because we've done enough, but we're not taking our chances. But unfortunately, again, and it's on the cameras, it's unfortunate, but that's Stonewall penalty. Stonewall penalty.
I wanted to ask you about the foul on Danny.
You know, and the thing is, because we've got the live feed, it's tough on the officials, I know, but you can't get those decisions wrong. That's costing teams, and it's costed us today, but it's happening week in, week out. It's not right.
You mentioned the decision. I guess the most frustrating thing with you guys tonight, there was all process, just no end product.
No, I agree. And listen, before obviously the Stonewall penalty, we're at fault. You know, we've done a lot of good things again today. You know, and everybody says the same thing, but I don't want to be the Neely men. We're not putting the ball away, and we've had massive chances tonight. We haven't taken them.
How can you change this, Andrew, going ahead to the second half of the first half of the season, if that makes sense?
Well, you know, obviously I understand where we are. We're trying to build as a club. I know we need better players in those areas, and that's the facts. You know, and the players that we have at the moment need to stand up. It's frustrating us, and you know, we have to start to deliver now, because otherwise it's gonna catch us up. Like.
Andrew, really appreciate your time and safe trip back tonight.
No, thank you very much.
Diolch yn fawr.
Thanks, Sean.
Wel, diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni chi hyn yma, felly Caernarfon yn fuddigol o gol i ddim fan hyn ar yr ofal. Cofiwch holl uchafbwyntiau'r penwythnos ar gael ar S4C nos lun ac unwaith eto ar nos Fawrth. Gewch chi'r holl gyffroiwch gyngor Cymru penwythnos